Yo, Todd here, Center Valley Customs. Welcome back if you're back. Welcome if you're not. I've been gone a while. I think the last video I did was the JB Weld on my old hunting rig, which is holding up just fine. I actually just used my four-wheeler the other day. I had a work project going on. In the middle of that, work decided, hey, we need you to go to Sweden for a couple weeks, motherland of the Volvo. So I did that. I think I was actually only there for like a week and a half. Then I came back. It was hunting season. I love bow hunting, so I did a bunch of bow hunting. Then rifle season came up. I did rifle hunting with my father-in-law and uncle-in-law, kind of, sort of, whatever you want to call it. I went to Wyoming, but I don't remember when that was. That might have even been before or during the ATV video. I don't remember, but I'm back now. So, what we have here is, I believe, a 64, 62, 64, 60 something Ford Custom 500. I picked this up along with a 68 T, not T, that's Toyota, F100. My employee Ryan drug these out of somebody's property and he had them for a while, decided he wasn't going to do anything with them, so I bought them. I did do a video on that, so if you haven't seen it, please go back and watch it. Now, during that video, I did get into this car a little bit, and I found out the motor is seized. Like, come home 2 in the morning, give the wife a nudge, it ain't rolling over. So, the plan is to try to get this motor unseized, freed up, and potentially running. Potentially. I have a feeling it is not going to go smoothly. I did, however, put transmission fluid mixed with that mystery stuff and a bunch of other crap I concocted up. I did pour that in the cylinders. That's been in there for probably a couple months now. So we got that going for us at the very minimum. But I'll give you a little walk around this thing and then we'll just get started. It's pretty tight in here, so I'm just going to kind of have to do what I can. This front fender has got paint coming up. I don't know if there's a little Bondo underneath there. Up by the hood here has holes in it. This lower fender behind the wheel, of course, has rot in it, which is pretty common, I would assume. Driver's door is pretty decent. The rear door on the driver's side, though, the whole bottom is rotted out, nothing holding it. This rear quarter is pretty much shot. Holes here. Underneath here, there's nothing holding it anymore. That's all rotted out from inside the trunk, which I can't get in the trunk because, well, I ain't got room to get back there. It's got all the glass in it. This window I rolled down. These doors. The front door drops a little bit when you open it, but the rear door is mint. I mean, beautiful. Ford did their doors right. Interior wise, there was a cat living in here at one time. The package tray is shot. The headliner looks decent until you get about here. Then it's gone. We got some spare parts in here, spare interior parts. Fuel pump, which this one does have a fuel pump on it, luckily. We got a carb kit in here, along with some paperwork, title. That's how I know it's 64. Not really anything too special in here. Front seat. This door needs some lube. Front door looks alright. Front seat is tore up. The visors are shot. They're all coming apart. This dash is beautiful. And actually, honestly, is beautiful. There's no cracks in it. It's because it's metal. I don't remember if I opened this or not. Oh yeah, there's some stuff in there. What is this? I don't know what's all in there. Radio. Like I said, this dash is beautiful. But gas pedal's gone, just a rod, which is fine. There is evidence of animals being in here, of course. Oh, some shit just fell. Front grille on this is immaculate. One thing I love about this car is it does have all the trim on it, except for it is missing the old F for the Ford. This one headlight bezel is dinged up a bit. This side is far worse than the other side. Somebody must have did some repairs here, because this is all Bondo. You can see how thick it is there. So I don't know if there's a dent here. So I don't know if they just filled it in or if somebody replaced that panel at one time. Now, this door's got rod in it. This door hinge, or latch I should say, doesn't work. So we got the old ratchet strap here to hold her shut. You just run that to the old steering wheel in there. Again, rear quarter is pretty much junk. This is really, really, really bad here. But it is what it is. Cheap car. It's got all the trim with it. Yeah. Oh, my antenna's gone. Oh yeah, that's in there and it's broke, if I remember correctly. So, that's kind of, like I said, a little walk around. Let's get into the motor here and see if we can get this thing freed up. Alright. Let's see if we can figure out how to open this up. I don't really remember. There we go. Oh, baby. Stay. Alright, we got Chevy orange, so this will be a 283. No, just kidding. If this was a Chevrolet 283, we wouldn't be in this predicament. Actually, yeah, we probably would be. I think we got a 289 is what I was told. I don't know that for sure. I don't know Ford engines. So, first thing we need to do is give this thing a old suck job, because if I remember correctly, the intake is completely full of shit. There is debris everywhere. So there's definitely been animals living in here. If I remember correctly, yeah, you can see inside that intake, it is completely full of crap. So we're going to want to try to get that vacuumed out as best we can. So I'm going to go ahead and do that quick, and then, I don't know. Then I think we're going to pull the valve covers off, actually. I got the top of the engine all sucked off. That didn't sound right. As best as I could. However, there is still shit in these intake runners. I did pull all the plug wires out, hoping an intake valve would be open, and as I was vacuuming these ports, it would flow, and it did. It actually pulled the Marvel Mystery and transmission fluid that I had in the cylinders. So at least we know that was still in there, so that's good, I think. Not sure. I want to see what's underneath these valve covers before I go trying to turn that over, just because, see what we're working with here. I already pulled all the bolts out, so I should be able to just yank these off. Holy shit balls, that doesn't look great. And the gasket's junk. Well, that does not look healthy at all. Well, there's what we're working with. That does not look good. It just looks like a bunch of dried on oil, which is crap in here. Oh, what is that? Is that carbon, or is that actually a piece of metal? I'll set that to the side. It looks like metal. Huh. That's not good. But yeah, these are just caked with crap, more or less. Same side. Other side is more or less the same, if not worse. So that's nice. Well, in attempts to not break that center crank bolt, I'm going to pull this pulley off of here, and I don't really know what the plan is after that. Well, I'm hoping I can put two longer 3/8 bolts in here and pry on those instead of that crank bolt. So if I shear that off, it's not good. And I think I already got these bolts loose and out of here. I was expecting 4, but there were 3, I think. Yep. Okay. So now I'm going to see if I can find 3 3/8 bolts to put in here and pry on those instead of that crank bolt. You screw up a damper, whatever. You bust off a crank bolt, not a good. Not a good. I pulled that pulley off. I put long bolts in it, tried to use a crowbar on those 3 bolts. They just bent right over. Stupid idea. Forget it ever even happened. While I was doing that, my microphone battery died. So as I was charging those, I made this 289 Ford breaker freer plate mechanism thing. So this is just a piece of 3/16 steel, I don't know, with a big ass nut welded to it. So I'm now going to bolt this to where the pulley would be, and then I can use an 1.25" socket on here to pry on, instead of, you know, the crank pulley or the crank bolt thing stuff. You know what I'm saying. So I'm going to get this bolted on here, and then we're going to give her a shot. We'll see how good my welds are and how good I can drill holes, because these probably are not in the right spot. I'll be damned. Perfect. What was that? Who cares? What's going to be nice about this is we can rotate it both directions. When you're on the crank bolt, you can't really go backwards because you loosen the bolt up. So this, hopefully, should work more better. Oh, and I just twisted my nut right off. Yep. Yeah, beautiful job. Nice welds there, buddy. Alright, got version 2. I drilled 6 holes in the back here. I welded the nut on, and then actually I took my drill and I drilled into the nut and the welds that were already in there, and I boogered them up again. I actually put a couple tacks around here. This nut's not very thick, so I don't want to get too heavy on that. So this thing's still hot. See if I can get this started here. Let's see what happens this time. Alright, hopefully I can get a foot on there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa! Come on. I need a bar. Huh. I think I broke my pry bar. I guess I'll be going to Harbor Freight tomorrow, getting a new one. Well, I think I'm done for the night. I don't know what else to do. Not much I can do. I'm not pulling those heads off. Good morning. So, well, actually today I was supposed to be going to my parents' house, which is a couple hours away, for Thanksgiving lunch. I got a third of the way there and the roads were crappy. We're supposed to get like an inch of snow an hour or something like that. Wasn't supposed to start until like 11 a.m. Supposed to be to my parents at noon. I got up, I asked my wife, like, you getting ready? And she said, I thought we weren't going because it's supposed to snow really bad. And I said, nah, we're going. We'll just leave early. So we headed that way. I got about a third of the way and the roads got crappy and they're only going to get worse. Hanging out there for 3 hours and then 2-hour ride home, it ain't going to be good. So I turned around. So you can imagine what that car ride was like on the way back. But on the way back, I did stop and get a couple new breaker bars. One Icon and one Pittsburgh, because I'm sure I'm going to break one of them. Unfortunately, I did not have my... Is this an Icon? Oh, this is an Icon. I didn't have this one, so I couldn't return it. So when I do return that, at least I'll have a couple extras. Easy on that. So, last night I was digging around in here a little bit and there was speculation that this may be an HO, high output 289. It's not. The casting number on the head is 4C24. Now, what does that mean? Let me tell you. I don't know. You're going to have to ask a Ford guy that knows something. But according to the Google and the AI, whatever it is, they say they're not HO heads. So that's out of the picture. Anyway, so today I think what I'm going to do to start is I'm actually going to hit my head on this. Loosen up all the rocker studs so we're not fighting the valve train. If we are, there is one valve I think is stuck. So we'll just eliminate that altogether and kind of go from there. If we got lifters that are stuck, well, we got lifters that are stuck. This isn't going to do anything. But at least if we got valves that are stuck, it'll loosen it up or let us roll it over. So let's start there and see what happens. All right, let's see. Go after it with the old Pittsburgh. Any takers? What's going to happen? Place your bets. I'm going to say it's going to roll over. It ain't going to roll over. Oh! Nah, not a chance. Huh. This damper does move very, very, very little. Now, is that just the keyway, you know, slopping the keyway? I'm not sure. But it does move that much. Which probably doesn't mean anything. It's either moving very, 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 very little, or I'm stripping this nut out, or I'm bending this breaker bar. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. That one is solid. That went down, but now it won't come back up. So now we got one stuck valve. Perfect. Yeah, miss this one. I shouldn't have done that. Now it's all the way down. Perfect. Carhartts and Reeboks. Carhartts and Reeboks. So I had to take a little break. My business partner, well, more of an investor, also known as my wife, made lunch. This woman made chicken nuggets, taquitos, mini corn dogs, and leftover deviled eggs for lunch. Lord, I don't know what I did in this life to deserve such a beautiful meal, but I thank you. As I go back and forth, I can hear a clunking noise coming from the back. I think it's coming from down by the starter, so I got this thing all jacked up. And I'm going to pull that starter out. Maybe somebody was trying to get this started before me and got the starter all jammed up in there. I don't know. But at least it'll give me a hole, an access hole to kind of look in. And I don't know. So you see the old flywheel there. See? It moves just a hair. But what does that tell me? Seriously, I'm asking. What does that tell me? Is the tranny locked up or something back there, or is it actually the engine? I think what I might try to do is jack this back up and get a pry bar on that flywheel and see if I can pry on that to get it to roll over. I don't know if I can even get a pry bar in that area though. I do have a flywheel tool. Like GM, the bottom of the bell housing is open, so you can get a flywheel tool on that. Unfortunately, the Ford transmission here you can't do that because it's covered completely by the transmission. So maybe I'll try to get a pry bar in there and see if I can roll it over. Well, we got good news and we got bad news. Bad news is while I was laying underneath there all uncomfortable, prying on the flywheel with the pry bar, I did get it to move a smidge. However, my microphones died again because, well, I didn't charge them last night. Crawled out from under there and I figured while my microphones were charging, I would play up here a little bit. Well, I come over here, had a little heart-to-heart. Hey, you coming apart. And then I, did that. Got down on here, and I was like, and it broke free. Actually, when it broke free, I fell and I hit my head on my chair back there. But the good news is it did break free. So, it does feel crunchy. That's for sure. Ouch! I think that happened too. So, I'm gonna give each cylinder a little quick of oil just to lubricate. Although there probably is tranny fluid and all the other stuff in there. And then we're going to try to make a 360 revolution. That valve is pushed all the way down. And we're going to use the piston to push it back up. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So let me lube all these up. And then we'll see if we can get 360 degrees out of that bad boy. My wife apparently decided she needs to go to Target. Apparently they have the best deals in the middle of snowstorms. I don't know. So I had to find her an ice scraper and scraped her car off. Some people would call it being a gentleman. I'd call it desperate for love. You know, we're, I think, hitting that valve now. No, we weren't hitting the valve. We were just in that sticky spot on the other side, 180 degrees out. But now we're hitting that valve. So hopefully we can smash it up. I beat the living hell out of it with a hammer. So, yeah. That didn't sound good. It's definitely rolling nice and smooth now. Or smoother, I should say. Okay, so that's good news. Except for my valve. How am I going to get that to come up? Come on. Well, I rotated this thing around a whole bunch of times. It's actually kind of smooth. It ain't terrible. However, number 4, that intake valve is stuck wide open. I can't get it to move any further than what the piston can push it up. I've beat on it numerous times. At this point, it's probably got a bent valve. We're just going to have to run it on a 7-cylinder if we can even get it to run. But I'm going to throw the starter back in, see if we can turn it over with the starter. There is a whole bunch of wiring up here that is eaten, so I'm going to have to use my trigger gun switch thing most likely. And from there we're going to have to lash all the valves again. I'm assuming this is a hydraulic flat tappet cam, so it has hydraulic lifters, which actually I took my camera and I can barely see down in there that they're hydraulic lifters. Yeah, so I'm going to get that thrown back in. While I'm doing that, I'm going to charge my microphones again, and then we'll regroup. Okie dokie, starter's in. I got a battery up here. We'll hook this up, see if this burns the place down. Hopefully this actually reaches over here. That is not tight at all. I'm going to tighten that up a hair. Alright, that's tight enough. Now we can hook this up. I'm assuming red is positive. You know what assuming does. Put this on here, put this on here. Just give her a little love tap. Ooh. Hey, we're rolling over already. Well, that's good. All the lifters are going up and down. All the push rods are moving up and down, so that's a good thing. Be nice if that valve wasn't stuck open. Okie dokie, what's next? Probably putting all these valves back on, I would assume. Let's just roll her over a little while. Okay. Which one is the intake? Can't tell. It would be this one. So I'm going to bump this over until the intake opens, closes, and the exhaust starts to open. Okay, intake just opened, and now exhaust is opening. So we should have, I would assume, anyways, again, what does assuming do? A timing mark in here somewheres. Let's put some light on the situation here. Oh, there are marks. They're very, very, very light. Took it to the O. Okay, so that is top dead center. So, I think what my plan is here is I'm going to do one cylinder at a time. When intake opens and then closes, I will set them. People do this differently with GM or Chevys or whatever. At top dead center, you can do like the 2 intake and exhaust on the number 1 cylinder, and then you can do like intake and exhaust on other cylinders, and then you can rotate it to top dead center of another cylinder and do the rest of them. Some people just tighten them down and then roll it over a bunch of times, tighten them down, roll them over, tighten them down, and then do the final half to 3/4 turn. I like just doing one cylinder at a time because I don't get lost, I guess. So I think that's what I'm going to do. It's going to take me a while. Yeah. Okay, the valves are all ran. That intake valve number 4, that's just playing pretend. We need to move on to carburetor. So this was laying in the front seat. It actually doesn't look terrible on the inside. It's actually fairly clean. If I cared and wanted to try to drive this car, I would take this apart, but I don't think I'm going to. This for the choke is just doing nothing. Probably take that right off. What I do need though are gaskets, and luckily enough, sort of, there was a rebuild kit in the car that has a gasket in it, but I believe we need 2 gaskets because we have this base plate thing. I don't know if we need to use this honestly, but it's here. So, oh, wait a minute. Oh, baby, we got 2 gaskets. All right, that takes care of that. I did press on this power valve, and it made a noise before that wasn't good, but we're gonna run with it. Oh boy, shoot. I need a fuel inlet, which I could probably make one out of brake line if I have the right fitting. Ah, I got an idea. Come with me. What's up, Elon? All right, I had a carburetor that oh, right there it is, stored out here. Where is the inlet? Oh, okay, this ain't gonna help us either. Okay, put that back. Yeah, it's we got some snow going. It's actually not as bad as they said it was. Okay, plan B. We are going to have to find a fitting to go in there. So give me a moment while I dig through all my stuff. I got all the surfaces cleaned up with the razor blade. I'm going to throw these gaskets on here now and put the carburetor on. Now, I was looking for that fitting and I forgot that the fuel line is right here and has the correct fitting and line and everything on it. So we're probably just going to end up taking it off down at the fuel pump, and then I'll cut this and just put a hose on it, whatever. We have our vacuum advance here for a distributor. Now, I would say we don't need this. However, it is also like a flare style fitting, and I need to plug this vacuum hole, so I might as well just hook this up right away. That's kind of a, oh, we need a gasket on there. But, I might have to try to put this on, or at least get it started. I don't know how they expect you to get to that when it's on the vehicle. Okay. So, I don't have nuts for this, so I'll have to deal with that later. Now I guess we can open up this distributor cap, take a peek what's going on in there. Guaranteed we'll have to clean these points. Screwdriver, crowbar. Okay. Oh my goodness. They're beautiful. Huh. Look at that. It's like a brand new cap. Looks really good. And actually everything in here looks really good. Condenser looks brand new. Points look pretty new. Actually, in the glove compartment, there are points, cap, and condenser in there, so wouldn't be surprised if somebody has changed them out at some point. Okay, well, we'll check the gap on that, and then see if we got spark, I guess. So I'm just going to bump this until it's all the way open. Make sure I don't have anything on that crank down there. Alright. So I don't remember what the gap should be, like 18 thousandths? Does that sound right? I don't remember. Give it another little tap. That's too much. Too much. Too much. There we go. I'll try to file it a little bit. And that gap looks pretty damn good. Found some 2000 grit sandpaper, which is probably too fine, but that's alright. Got a little bit of stuff off of that. That side too. Yeah, like I said, got a little bit off of both of those, so that's good. Now we can hook power directly to one of these wires. Oh, coil over here, and see if it does the old sparkaroo. Where can I do that to? Right here. Pull that off. I'm just going to take my switch here, go right to there, and then I can just use the old trigger to send power to it. See if we spark. Oh, I don't want to frickin' shock myself. Not seeing spark. Give her a shot now. Oh yeah. We got spark now. Except for it's sparking way back here. Why is that? Oh, I just busted the damn coil off. That's not good. Good morning. Kind of to recap last night, because my microphones died, I went to check for spark. I wasn't getting spark. I ended up cleaning the points with a file, and then I started getting spark. However, I was getting arcing between the negative post and something on this coil. I went to pull the wiring apart to clean up that connection, and as I was doing that, I busted off the positive. Now this would still work because the wire is still connected, but I figured what the hell, I'll buy a new coil. So I went and I got a new coil today. However, I just searched ignition coil and found the cheapest one. Come to find out, it is not correct. This actually has a post inside of it, which needs this style end. And this one does not have a post inside of it, which needs this style end. So, luckily, out of the 50 spark plug wiring kits, I had one. So I spliced one on. So that's where I'm at today. I'm going to reinstall the new coil. And hopefully we have spark. I did pick up some 5/16 fine thread nuts for the carburetor, so hopefully I got the right ones. That's kind of where I'm at this morning. I think I am going to try to just kind of whip this together quick. I got to put plugs in it. I'm debating on putting the valve covers on. That's kind of up in the air. So I'm going to go ahead and just try to speed through this so that we can try to get this thing running. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So let me do that. All right, I'm going to hook up the ignition here and turn it over, and y'all tell me if you can see spark. Oh yeah, beautiful spark. Okay, I'm going to hook up the fuel. And then we're going to give this a go. I'm pretty nervous about this one, to be honest with you. It's time. My fuel system's leaking already, so that's good. I'm going to open this up and make sure our carburetor doesn't overfill. I can't see. Holy shit, we got a squirter. Okay. We got fuel. I'm going to shut this off, so that's not good. I'm going to, oh, that's even worse. Don't use spark. Put that over there. I need to wipe this up quickly. Our carburetor is leaking a hair. So that's not good. I'm hooking up the ignition, and the squirter works. So we're just going to try it. I don't know where I want to stand. Got a loud snap. My spark plug wire that's not connected is arcing out to something else. Okay, I'm going to give it a little fuel down the old yap here. Way too much. Oh, we got a backfire. Okay. You hit a little more. Now she's flooded for sure. Turn my heat off. Come on. I'm going to give her a jump pack here. See if we can get a little more juice. All right. Come on. Choke it. My starter is smoking. Or is it the starter? Yeah, it's definitely the starter. All right, let me let my starter sit for a moment, and then we'll try again. Try to let some of that gas. And we'll try it one more time. Yeah. Let's let her sit a moment, and we'll try again. All right, so I've done some digging around. I pulled all the plugs out. They're soaking wet. They don't smell like gas. They have a bunch of shit on them. If you remember when I vacuumed all this out, that intake most likely still has stuff inside of it, so that's probably just going right into the cylinder. I also took my borescope and I looked in all the cylinders, but the back left cylinder, which should be 7, that had a whole bunch of tranny fluid and stuff still in it. So I then went to every single cylinder with a hose, stuck it in the cylinder, and I blew them all out. While looking in the borescope, or in the cylinder through the borescope, I could see there's one cylinder on this side where one of the valves is sticking. So it's not looking good, more or less is what I'm trying to say. We got one cylinder that was full of stuff, one valve that sticks, that valve's wide open. Yeah. I wire wheeled all the spark plugs really good, cleaned all the cylinders out. So if there is a chance that this thing's going to run, most likely it's going to be right now. Honestly, I don't have much hope. I don't think it's going to run. But we're going to give her a shot here. I'm going to clean up some of this gas quick that's leaking. And hopefully it fires. I'm just going to take this off. I will give it some gas. Choke it. And here we go. Like I said, if it's going to run, it's going to go now. Come on. Come on. My starter, again, is smoking. I don't see this happening, guys. Don't see this happening. I shouldn't put more fuel in here, but I'm going to. Uh-oh. Oh, I see. This ain't gonna happen. Good afternoon. It's a new day. I look the same, but it's a new day. So more or less, just to recap everything with this, because honestly, I've tried starting this thing so many times on and off camera. I don't know what I'm gonna edit out. However many times you see me try to start this, just multiply it by like 15. So last night, I pulled the carb off, I pulled the valve covers off, I pulled the plugs out. I rotated each cylinder over until the intake valve was open. I blew into the cylinder with my air compressor and I vacuumed the top of the intake. I thought potentially there was still shit stuffed in the intake and it wasn't getting airflow. Honestly, I didn't get anything out of it. However, while doing that, I did replace a couple gaskets on the carburetor. I made sure all the cylinders were cleaned out, obviously. I cleaned all the plugs. I checked the firing order, that's all good. Kind of gave it just a really good once over. I do know, obviously, we have a stuck intake valve on one cylinder over here. The cylinder number 4, for some reason, it keeps filling up with fluid. I don't know if when I'm pouring gas in it, it just goes directly into that cylinder. I don't know if it's somehow sucking stuff from the crankcase or the block, I guess, up through it. Now this does have oil in it and it does have a lot of Marvel Mystery in transmission fluid, so it's way over full. Head gasket is a block crack. I don't know, but it keeps getting some sort of fluid in it. So literally just now I've actually blew into that cylinder and turned it over so it'd blow all the shit out of it. I've tried everything. Our starter's not happy. We do have another sticky valve on one of these cylinders over here. So while rolling it over and looking inside of it with my camera, I can see that it's sticking open. So that cylinder is for sure dead. We don't have much good going for us at this point, let's put it that way. So I said all of that to say we're going to try, we're going to give it a good run tonight. If it goes, awesome, amazing. If it doesn't, it wasn't meant to be. And honestly, I don't care because I'm not going to do anything with this car. I'm going to sell this whole shit. So if it runs or not, I don't care. However, I do think it'd be pretty sweet to get a motor unstuck that's been sitting for I don't know how long. There's no registration in the car. There's no tags on it. So I have no idea how long it's been sitting, but it's been sitting long enough to where it was sitting on the ground. It sat that long. So, like I said, I have replaced some gaskets. So I'm going to give it fuel. And hopefully it does not overflow. Doesn't sound like it. I'm going to try to run this just on the carb. I'm not going to try to dump anything in it. Although it does sound like it may be. I thought maybe it was leaking. Let's see if we have a squirter. Oh yeah. Okay. Give her ignition. Oh, I put a different battery in here. Also, that's fully charged, I hope. Come on. And let's see what happens. Trigger, trigger. Whew. I'm going to shut this off. Gotta pop. Another pop. It ain't gonna happen, boys and girls. going to be all flooded now. Okay, I'm going to let my starter sit for a moment. It is literally smoking. And we'll try again in like 20 minutes. Like I said, I don't think it's going to go. Well, as my battery is charging, I've just kind of been tinkering around inside here a little bit. Check this out. The dome light works. Not only does the dome light work, turn the key on, get some lights on the dash, oil in the generator, turn the lights on. Look at this. That even lit up. And this actually has 91,411 miles on it. The radio tries to work. This don't work. Oh, no, wait, it started working. The blower vent works, or the blower motor. Oh, I'd be damned. Ooh, it doesn't sound good though. Oh, wipers. You gotta be kidding me. Blinkers. They don't blink, but the light comes on. And one more thing that's kind of sweet. Half the wiring is eaten up in this car. Right here, actually. But one of the best things on this whole car actually work. The tail light. In my opinion, that's the best part of the whole car. It'd be better if it ran, but it doesn't. I don't know, I thought that was kind of neat. I can't believe the dome light works. I think that's freaking sweet. Honestly, this would make a good parts car for somebody. Got all the glass, got all the trim. It's got a lot of good stuff on it. It's just junk. So I'm going to let this battery charge, and then we're going to try one more time. If it don't go, I'm done with it. This is it. Final attempt. If it don't go, I'm done with it. I'm just going to give her the 200 shot right away. Give her a little timing. Yeah. Yeah. This time I think I'm going to go until the starter goes. Well, that battery died. This battery is about dead. Pretty sure I fried my battery charger. And this 289, she's also dead. But if it would have just fired up, that'd have been awesome. But it didn't. And I'll be honest, I'll probably try off camera to get this thing running. And if I do get it running, I'll show you. But as of right now, I'm just over it. And like I've said numerous times, I don't care. I'm not keeping this car. This thing is for sale. So if you're interested in it, email me. I think my email is support@CenterValleyCustoms.com. You'd have to look in the description. Honestly, I don't use it because nobody emails me. It is a good parts car. It's got, like I said, all the trim, all the glass. Half the shit in the interior works for some odd reason. It's got the headlights, got the tail lights. I don't know. It'd make a good parts car. Unfortunately, the frame in this thing is rotted. It's sunk in the ground for I don't know how long, until Brian pulled it off that guy's property. Motor's mint. You should be able to just pull it out and put it in whatever you want. You won't have to do a thing to it. Don't worry about that. But that's all I got. I was hoping to get this thing running. I was hoping to get the wheels freed up and at least drive this to wherever it's going to sit until the next person comes and picks it up and gets it out of my yard. But that, unfortunately, did not happen. But I will probably keep trying. I don't like to fail. So, if you like this stuff, content, whatever, please comment, subscribe, like, all that other stuff. And feels good to be back, and I'll see you on the next one.